SVG's Jason Dackman. We're here with another SVG news sponsor spotlight, and it's never been a more exciting time when it comes to graphics, score bugs, and telestrators for live sports production. We've got a really cool company chatting with us today. It's Stripe, and we have Matthew Pavey. Thanks so much, Matthew, for taking the time.
Thank you for having me, Jason.
So tell us a little bit. I certainly have heard your guys' name around for many years. Tell us, where did you guys kind of come from? What's your background and some of your cohorts as the leadership team from Stripe?
For sure. So we're based out of Ottawa, Canada. And both kind of Mike, the CEO, and myself, we're kind of TV truck people. We were kind of coming up through our career. We started off in the TV truck. He was a technical director and I was a replay operator. And so we spent a lot of time in the TV trucks. And one thing we discovered doing a lot of local NHL games was some of the pain points of broadcasting. And what we decided to do something about it. And we felt, this kind of score bug system or time and score could be simplified. At the time, it was a large PC tower that kind of traveled with all the hockey gear, right? It's like a hockey bag, PC computer tossed in the back of a truck. So we thought we need something kind of a little bit more portable, something that could be, a carry-on item even. So at that time, we developed our scorebug system, which was a laptop system with a relatively small breakout box. And we developed that for Sportsnet up here in Canada. And they took to it right away. And we worked a lot with the operators to make sure that the UI and how the graphics look and integration with data kind of looked like and how they could operate it. And we continue to develop that over 10 years at this point. And at this point, we have the scorebug systems deployed for all the major broadcasters up here in Canada for both English and French. So our kind of bread and butter is scorebugs. But we're hoping to do more than score bugs as we continue to see more pain points in the broadcasting industry.
And I was going to say, I certainly have seen you guys grow beyond just that score bug market, specifically in telestration. I've seen it around. Tell me a little bit about, I believe it's called Telestripe, is your guys' telestration.
Sure. So our Telestripe system is actually iPad based. I have it right here. And it's completely wireless. The reason we did this was that another pain point of broadcasting is we felt a lot of like the floor managers would have issues kind of setting up. We wanted to simplify the whole thing. So we felt the iPad is a great screen, especially with the Apple Pencil. It's great to operate that way. So let's kind of develop a telestrator for the iPad. And then for the SDI workflow of a TV truck, we wanted to be able to make sure we connect with that. And we felt sending all the video feeds up to the TV booth or between the benches, in this case for hockey, or even reference using up frame six in the TV truck. We felt that what we could do to kind of simplify that is separate the two pieces of a telestrator so that the telestrator is just on a touch screen of some sort. And then our Lightbox system, which is something we're hoping to show this year at NAB, is the base station. So we kind of separate it so that this item here can sit in the TV truck. And then the iPad could sit up in the booth or between the benches or down on the field, like on a panel desk down on a football field or something like that.
Right.
And it could even be the commentator's own iPad that he would have the software already installed on his iPad, show up at the venue. And since it connects wirelessly, he could have a 5G chip in his iPad or connect to a completely separate, different Wi-Fi network than the Lightbox itself. And they would just connect automatically.
Right, right.
And it is a traditional workflow of what you would see in a TV truck where you're sending a clean video to the telestrator and then the key and fill, you can kind of see my fill here in the background, would get sent back to the TV truck and then the TD would just overlay it like you typically would.
Right, right. And, again, the agility that provides, because that is one thing with telestrators that they have been over the years, not necessarily user-friendly for the talent, right? So the ability to have that kind of agility. What's the response been from the market in general so far for Telestripe, and have you seen it deployed and gotten some good feedback from any of your users?
Yeah, so the Telestripe has been received with great enthusiasm, actually. Sure that we get feedback and we love to hear the feedback from the people who use it. And so we're actively working with our clients on improving things as we go. But there's different levels actually of who's been using it. It's an app that can be used right off the App Store, and if you have an NDI workflow, then it'll work with the NDI workflow. So even smaller broadcasters have been using it just even on their own live streams, which is great to hear. But the
Yep.
larger broadcasters that we work with, it's been very positive. They've been able to have their kind of on-air talent just hold the iPad, draw on it with like a large monitor behind them, and it shows up there. So oftentimes they're drawing, referring, drawing, referring. Or
Hmm.
another broadcaster that we work with has an iPad on a panel down on the field, and he's able to draw, and that drawing gets sent right back to the TV truck. And then it's a tip, you don't have to wire a large touchscreen device to him on his panel,
Right.
but he can just draw on an iPad and it's showing up on his broadcast. So it's great for the large venues as well as the small venues.
Very cool. So all you need is an NDI connection. Excellent. So we're in April. Everybody's headed to Vegas in just a few days. What are you guys going to have at the show? I assume all the things that we talked about today and more. But for those that are going to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center, give us a little preview of what Stripe will have.
Yeah, no, we're totally excited for NAB this year. We have a great booth in the North Building this year. Um, just kind of showcasing what's new, specifically for the Lightbox. I guess just to quickly mention, we're going to be doing a larger version of Telestripe because as much as this is the largest iPad you can get, some commentators prefer even bigger screens. So we're hoping to bring it to bigger screens this year. But the focus this year at NEB is really the Lightbox and developing workflows because our Lightbox system has four bidirectional SCI inputs as well as reference. So it's something that could be used for more than just telestration. So we're hoping to do some kind of REMI workflows as well, the ability to send key and fill or videos back and forth between a at-home control room and the TV truck itself, as well as some AR graphics. And we're hoping to actually bring our scorebug product to it as well. So we're kind of all going to be showcasing those workflows on our Lightbox at our booth this year at NAB.
Excellent. All right. Very cool. Well, we can't wait to check it out. And Matthew, thanks so much for taking the time. Really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you at NAB and then hopefully at an SVG event sometime soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jason.
All right. So to learn more about Stripe, make sure to check out their website. It's stripe.tv. That's stripe.tv. And their NAB booth at the Las Vegas Convention Center will be North 2961. So don't miss out on Stripe TV. Check them out. And thanks so much for taking the time. For more news on Stripe, as well as their projects, check out sportsvideo.org, SVG Play, and the SVG YouTube channel.